everybody. How are you doing? I'm so glad to see that you all are joining us today. Thank you for being here. I am excited. I don't know about you, but today is a great day. As a matter of fact, we have to make each and every day a great day with our intentions. So I am hiding out downstairs. I'm at a program today. They had their national accreditation verification visit. Woo! And they did really well. Honey, I feel like let me take the blur off of my screen for a moment because this program has what you call a selfie room, and it's so cute. I just have to show y'all at the end, but I think it's really nice. And they also have this room where staff can come, and then sometimes the older children will come during the summer. So yes, I can't. I move it. I might knock something over, so I don't want to knock anything over. But I'm so excited that you all are here with me. We are just really pumped because they did really well. They did really well. And so in a couple of weeks, we will get the official results. And I hope that if you are not accredited, that is something that you are thinking about doing. So I just want to, before we get started, I want to see everybody's faces just for a moment. If you could just let me see your face, I would greatly appreciate it. Just let me see who's in the room here with us. Let's see who's all in the room here with us. Hello, Miss Christina. Hello, Zoom user. I don't know your name. Hello, Miss Patricia. Hello, Lily. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Carrie, Liliana. I see some more people are coming in, but I do not want to delay the time. Hi, everyone. Wow, New Mexico. Yes, I'm glad that you were here. Well, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay? You know it's circle time. Welcome. But let me know if you are in here because you were at the National Childcare Provider Celebration with ECE Circle Time and NECPA, which is the National Early Childhood Program accreditation, or if you were on the Zoom last week with us with the NCCA, which is the National Child Care Association. So let me know how you got here, what brought you here on today, so that we can make sure that we maximize our time. I'm not going to hold you long. I won't hold you long. I am going to sing to you because I want you to know that I care about you. But because I'm next to this air vent, can you all hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me. Say, Miss Melody, you're doing fine. Okay, good. Well, let's go. Hello, hello, and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Well, you know, this program just had its national accreditation visit, and so we also want to make sure that we are embracing multiculturalism. So you know I'm going to sing it to you in Spanish. Are you ready? Let me know if you're ready. Say, come on, Miss Melody, get us pumped up. It's Monday, and we want to have a great week. It's our circle time. Okay. In Spanish, here we go. Hola, 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 ¿cómo está? Estoy bien. Espero que tú estás bien. Hola, 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 ¿cómo está? Estoy bien. Espero que tú estás bien. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm so glad that y'all are here. Welcome to the Evidence of Learning. The Evidence of Learning is where we meet monthly We talk about all things national accreditation, the things that we share help us to become better as early childhood educators and as child care providers. During this time that we spend together, we go over standards and we go over things that are really pressing that may hinder us from being our best as we are seeking national accreditation. So if you are accredited, please put that in the chat. Let me know, let us all know who you are accredited with so that we can celebrate you. Because again, y'all, I'm just on a completely natural high, excited because the program that I am at right now just wrapped up their national accreditation visit and they did really well. And one of the reasons that they did really well is because they also know how to tame their tiny tornadoes. I don't know about you, but if you met us through the NCCA with steps to have your program become better, I shared with you all about how I saw a viral video. And since then, it hasn't been circulated as much. So I'm really, really thankful for that. I'm sure enough people possibly reported it. But one of the things that was concerning to me is not only did it go viral, showing a child at her not best, as we say, but because so much words and so many negative things that went along with what that child was experiencing. And I don't know about you, but for me, it really hurts me knowing that people look at our industry, early childhood educators and child care providers, not only just as babysitters, but when isolated incidents like this happen and they become viral, people begin to say, well, oh, that's why I can't work with kids. Oh, well, her mom or her dad needs to whip her. You don't need to do all that. That's not necessary. So today we're going to be talking about some strategies for dealing with challenging behaviors in early childhood education. And I really want to encourage you that if you ever find yourself in a situation or you see a video or something that's not really in a positive light for us, that you report it. Because we want to make sure that we are recruiting more people who want to also become early childhood educators. But the other part about that video, when I look at the comments, is that there were missed opportunities that the teacher would have been able to diffuse it. And so when we look at this video, you're going to see whereas everything is about that child. Now, as I stated for those of you who were on the NCCA video, how to go from good to great, I'm not blaming the child, nor am I completely blaming the teacher. Nobody's to blame, but there are things that we need to be doing as early childhood educators to help not just tame any tiny tornadoes, but to prevent bad weather. So come on, Miss Jam, let's roll. Again, y'all, welcome. My name is Melody. I am a National Accreditation Specialist and the founder of the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time. Now, I do want to put this out because I know how some people like to tussle. I don't know, you might be on his screen recording. I don't mind because what I'm going to stand on everything that I say as a professional. But I do want you to know that I'm an early childhood educator. I'm not a cognitive behavior therapist. I'm not a clinical therapist. I'm none of that. But what I am is myself. And as myself, I'm human and I care about others and I care about the light that is shed upon the early childhood industry. So the things that I'm sharing with you today, they are going to be helpful. Of course, I encourage you to do your own research. Go out and get books, but then also one of the things that I want you to take away today is that we're going to have to look from within, because every child, just as with each and every one of us, we have our own background, our own experiences when it comes to situations. There's always a cause and effect. So again, I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a licensed cognitive behavioral therapist, but I am an early childhood educator and I care about our industry just as much as I care about children. So come on, Miss Jam, let's keep going. Now, you see it. You see it. If you're seeking advice, it's not all magical. But what I want you to know, just as with some of you, you may have heard of conscious discipline. Now, this is not a push for the product, but I'm speaking from my own experience that being a part of as an early childhood educator in one of the programs that I was in and serving in was a Head Start. We were introduced to the concept of conscious discipline. And with that, that was you first recognizing who you are in any situation. Now, I believe, and we believe that, of course, with patience and strategy, that you'll be able to ensure that your classroom management is successful, because having tiny tornadoes or any behavioral issues can really throw off the day. It can really throw off everything that you're attempting to do, and we don't want to do that. Our time with the children is precious, and we definitely need to maximize it, and that's what we're going to be doing on today. Okay? That all right with y'all? Let me know. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. As I see them, I definitely will respond to them. And at the end of the session, I will go back and make sure that I read the questions and respond accordingly. So come on, Miss Jam, let's go. Here is the good meat of it. If you want to take notes or you want to screen record, screenshot this. The child's behavior in the classroom is commonly affected by all of this. Now, last week, when I was on the NCCA webinar, I spoke to you all about the ecosystem of the child, the micro system, where it is mom, dad, and everything in between, and then going on over to the mesio system, MESOSYSTEM, those outside forces. But when we're working with the children in the classroom, we definitely need to be considering the physiological and the physical, like how they're feeling. What's going on with them? Did they eat? Are we providing enough nutrients? The social emotional, what are they thinking? Are they tired of changing programs? Are they even tired of seeing a different teacher because sometimes we don't show up? What's going on with them that's knocking them off their square? We need to also look at the environment. We need to look at our classrooms. That's one of the things that we focus on with national accreditation, is ensuring that the classroom is well designed and well functioned. Then the last thing, but which is most importantly, is that teacher-child interaction. Now, when I show you all this video, I am okay. I've been wrong before, and today may not be an exception. But what I saw in that video was more of almost antagonistic. And I don't think that that was the teacher's behavior or the teacher's intent. But sometimes, how you may tell a parent, oh, we're having some challenges with your child. And they say, no, not my baby. Somebody lying on my child. So I don't know if this was that, because I don't know who the teacher is. I don't know the originator of the video or where the child attends the facility. But I'm just speaking from my experience, my finite experience, even when I was in leadership, taking pictures that have proof. Because let's face it, sometimes parents will say, not my baby. And yes, it could be their baby, but it really might just be you too. It's stepping on no toes, but I'm just saying it might just be you too. So come on, Miss Jam, let's keep rolling. We got to consider all of these things, everything when it comes to serving the child, because each interaction, each encounter, whether it's a good encounter or a challenging encounter, it creates a cycle. And if we don't begin to create a plan or a strategy to help the child, Then we're going to be frustrated, and then we're going to want to quit. And that's not fair for the child. Everything won't be done instantly. But if we begin to position ourselves to one, stop, as Dr. Becky would say, let's look at our star player. Who is the person that's showing up? Because every action is a cry. Every behavior, whether it's spoken or unspoken, it's a need that's not being met. And so we have to stop for a moment and say, well, okay, I really don't like what I'm seeing, but let me see what's going on that's causing this behavior. It's not magical, but I want you to take away, before you try to change the child, you need to change yourself. And the only way that you can change yourself is if you start to, one, believe in you, take a cognitive look at what's going on, and are you meeting the needs of the child? Because every behavior is caused by something. The child that's crying, it is a need that's not being met. And we have to ensure that we're not frustrated. So come on, Miss Jam, let's keep going. Let's talk about this physical environment. I know y'all gonna say, Miss Melody, keep talking about that video. Yes, I'm talking about it leading up to it, because I want you to see it from a different perspective. This video has been shared over too many times. And one of the things that kind of just got up under my skin a little bit is that it was definitely being shared during Teacher Appreciation Week. And I see so many teachers and so many groups saying, well, I didn't receive anything. My parents don't like me, and all the rest of that stuff. We have to remember that we are service providers and educators. The parents are coming to us to watch their children, to educate their children, because they're unable to do it. So when we're looking at challenging behavior, we have to take a moment to look at our classroom. Like, do you have an open field? You know, the middle of the room is open, so it's nothing but running space. Do you have the library next to, like directly next to the block center, or the music? You know, what's going on? Is your classroom really bright, like red bright? You know, we have to look at those colors. All of everything matters. I want you to understand that everything matters. Looking at the toys, do we have multiple toys? Do you only just got one calculator? And you expect 15 preschoolers to share that one calculator? You know, we can look at the child, especially not only just in the environment, but that also may be that child's way of expressing the frustration that they're having at home. Unfortunately, sometimes we deal with the consequences of the adults, be it the parents or the other people in the child's life. You know, is it overstimulating in the classroom? Do you have enough loud time, group time, and is there enough time for individual quiet time, relax? Is it every day, all day, you're playing Steve and Greg? You know, come on, we jumping and we're flying off. There needs to be a balance. And that's what it's all about. I want you to, when you start to look at your classrooms, to look at it as your second home from home. Because we spend a lot of time of our waking hours at work. So please believe, if there's something in your room that may be overstimulating you, 9 times out of 10, it's also overstimulating that child. So come on, Miss Jam, let's keep going. The physiological and the physical condition. Sometimes they just don't feel well. A child might be acting out because they don't know how to tell you that, oh, my stomach hurts. You know, they just hangry, hungry and angry, and they don't know how to frustrate, how to express that. That's one of the reasons why infants cry. And sometimes you don't have to say it, but I'm going to say it too. Every now and then I used to want to cry when I went to work. I didn't want to be there because I had other things and situations going on, but I still needed to show up. But as adults, we are able to make decisions. The children, they can't. They cannot. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. There may be children that do not like you, just how it was when you were younger. You may not wanted to go over Auntie Susie's house or to that childcare or that daycare. Nothing's changed. You may have wanted to spend more time at home with your mom, but you can't. We all are entitled to feel how we want to feel. But as adults, we know that we can't always act on our feelings. Well, children, if they do not have that self regulation, if we're not helping them, or as we say, use your words, well, if they're 2 and 3 years old, they really don't have words. If you're not reading to them, they really don't have words. If when mom comes to pick them up, the first thing they have is the cell phone, and they watch the cell phone until they get home, take a bath, and go to bed. There's no interaction. And being honest, throughout our day, depending on if we're whatever we're dealing with, you may not spend as much time with that child as you need to spend with that child. So there is a lot that goes on, checking on them. That's one of the things that is so important, that we also check on their daily health. How are you feeling? Check in. One of the key things that I expressed to the program today that had their national accreditation visit is that you have to build a relationship with the child and with the children and within your classroom. This is an intimate setting. And so you don't want anybody fussing at you all day or saying, oh, kids get on my nerves. You wouldn't want to be at home with your significant other and they're telling you, oh, why you come home? They feel that energy too. They may not know how to express it unless they express it out through their frustration, but they feel it too. It goes, everything plays into it. What we think about, we bring about. And that's even for the children too. We have to be cognizant of not only ourselves first, but what's going on with the child. Taking that 1 or 2 minutes to say, hi, Johnny, how are you today? I mean, really in circle time, speaking to the children, letting them get up and dance and participate because you're setting the tone. And if it's just come in and go sit down on the carpet, that's not a real good experience that they're going to have all day. Okay, y'all get me? Now, let me know in the chat if you understand it. Give me a thumbs up if you're getting it. Say, Miss Melody, I am getting it. Okay, just let me know that you're getting it. Okay, Miss Jam, come on, let's keep going. Ooh wee! Look at his face. Social, emotional, psychological. The child is frustrated. The child wants your attention. And sometimes the child don't want your attention. They want to be left alone. Yes, they deserve that alone time. No, they don't want to come to circle time. No, they don't want to participate in group activities. It's one of the reasons why I encourage programs to have an outdoor activity box. And in that outdoor activity box, have books, have dolls, have crayons, because sometimes children don't want to run around and play. It's hot outside. They just want to sit down up under the shade, but giving them something. So sometimes they may act out because you're giving them too much attention and you're being very antagonistic towards them. There's also underlying conditions. As I stated to you earlier, I'm not a cognitive behavior therapist, but there are things and thoughts and patterns and behavior with the microsystem that parents will put onto their children. Here's an example. There's a child that I'm aware of. that is really having a frustrating time at school, doing some things that are very inappropriate. And as I explained to the caretaker, that knowing that this child has a multitude of things going on. You know, parents are recently divorced. Now both of the parents are remarried. Now there's new children coming into the family. And when the child comes to school, that's the only time that they know that they can cut up. I mean, straight cut up and not get in trouble. Well, the reason that child is acting like that is because they don't know what's going on. So he's showing himself or doing other things because he realized that this is my body and at least I can control that, because he can't control anything else that's going on. And so then children will start to do behaviors that are very inappropriate. So we have to look at it. That's one of the reasons why it's very important, especially for those that are considering national accreditation, and honey, just in general, that you're weekly talking with the parents, you're sending progress reports home, you're making sure that you're having those parent teacher child conference, or the parent teacher conferences, that you're giving up progress and finding out, mom, how can I help? Dad, how can I help? Or mom, dad, can you come to the school and volunteer? I know it's a little bit different post-COVID, but pre-COVID, that was something that was encouraged. And if you see that a child is really struggling, I would encourage you to find a way to connect with the parent, because the child is at the core of this issue. And not only are they at the core of that issue, this is where you go to work 8+ hours a day. Let's think about your mental health. And so if you can help that child, your mental health will be better with serving children too. You okay? You got me? We gotta do a check, because I see these power struggles, and there's no need for a power struggle. I express the only difference between myself and the child that you see on this right here, this picture of this little boy, is experience and responsibility. He's only been possibly on earth for about 42 months. You know, I've been on earth a lot of 42 months. I've been on earth a long time. So I cannot expect him to always act the way that I think that he should act, or feel the way that I think that he should feel, or tell him to wait. He doesn't know about waiting, which is one of the reasons why I spoke earlier about toys. Do you have enough items in the classroom? If your ratio for 2-year-olds is 1 to 10, then the things in your centers, say for instance, let's talk about dramatic play. You can't just have one little throw coat. If your ratio is 10, then maybe have at least about 3 to 5 items, so that 3 to 5, at least 3 or 4 children can be in the area at one time, because naturally they're going to gravitate to what they feel is the funnest area. So we can't be having just one item. We have to look at how many things that we have and provide resources for them. So come on, Miss Jam, let's go. Mhm. I can't wait for y'all to see this video. Excuse me 1 second. I can't. To the world, to the uninitiated, the teacher is asking questions. Oh, won't you come over here and sit down? And the child says, leave me alone. You can hear the child saying no and leave me alone clear as day. But where she becomes an antagonist is that she keeps questioning and talking to the child. They want to be left alone. It's just like you and I. The only difference between you and that child is life experience and responsibility. But it's just like you, sometimes you don't want to be bothered. Well, we have to make sure that our teacher child interaction is very respectable and that we're setting the tone from the beginning of the year, which is one of the reasons why I said, for circle time, that we're inviting everybody. No, I'm not asking you to be Mary Poppins, but I'm asking you to be human. I'm asking you to build a rapport and a relationship with the children. I'm asking you to set boundaries. That's the same as setting expectation. I'm asking you to have classroom rules. And even in the classroom rules, allowing the children to participate in those rules. I'm asking you to reinforce those rules or your management system. I'm asking you to give clear and concise, saying, hey, if you continue this, I'm going to have to take this away. Or, okay, you've been at this activity for about 20 minutes. I'm going to set the timer. Once the timer stops, it's going to be Sarah's turn. Creating that environment, not having it so monotone, but creating the environment where it is a give and receive. It has to be a respect. Not just, oh, I'm the adult and you listen to me because I'm bigger. We'll be the second set of bullies in a child's life. We don't need to be bullying because then that's going to get them to doing more of that. Our interaction with the children needs to be as wholesome as possible. It needs to be as loving as possible. And we need to share and allow them time to talk and vent. You have to position yourself in the classroom to where you're able to see everything, even though you're focusing your attention on that one child. You know, we have to build that rapport with them. It's a mutual lane. So come on, Miss Jam, let's keep going. hmm Now, I'm going to give you what I call some $15 words. These $15 words, most people, you won't see them talking about them on the streets. So I'm going to go for it line for line. I normally don't. I know, and I believe that you're all able to read. But for the purposes of this, so that we can dive into it, I'm going to talk about developmental psychology theories and concepts. Again, I am not a therapist. I am not psycho analytical. I'm none of that. I'm Miss Melody. And I love working with children. And I love helping adults that serve the children. That's what I do. So, attachment theory. This theory suggests that a child's relationship with their parents or caregivers influences their social and emotional development during childhood, and that these early attachments continue to have an influence throughout their life. So, what we're basically saying is that if you start bullying these children, come on, just put that out. They're going to always feel defeated, or they're going to always want to be up under you if you're not helping them to grow and develop. It's what we do. We are just as important as the parents. We are not the child's forever teacher, but our influence on what we do every day makes a difference. How we are managing our classrooms, whether we have a management system, whether we are working on individual educational plans for all children, not just children diagnosed or quote unquote labeled with different abilities. Everybody, everybody needs to be pushed. Everybody needs to have that one on one. Everybody needs to have some time with you throughout the week, uninterrupted. So, psychodynamic theory. This theory suggests that children's behavior is influenced by their unconscious thoughts and feelings. It's still influenced by you. Their unconscious thoughts and feelings will take them to where they just, why did you do that? Oh no. There is a reason. They were feeling some type of way. And so they just went and kicked the door for no reason. Why'd you kick the door? Oh no. It's what they're feeling on the inside. Sometimes you're like, well, I don't know what's going on with me. I just feel like crying today. That's respectable. But what we have to do is begin to uncover that. Now, we're not licensed therapists. Now, if you're a licensed therapist in the classroom, thank you. Help us out, please help us. But if you're not and you're noticing behaviors, get a journal and start writing those things down. Get a journal and start writing those things down that you see from the children so that maybe you might see a pattern of when this child is doing these things that are not socially acceptable. And then so we can address them with the appropriate people, whether it be the director, whether it be a human service specialist, whoever it is. But it is important that we do also have documentation. So behaviorism. This theory suggests that children's behavior is learned through rewards and punishments. One of the things with accreditation is that it is pushed that we not label children's behavior as good or bad, or that we not label the activities that they do or complete as good. We want to talk to them and express to them what it is that they're doing. Oh, wow. Thank you for helping me to open the door. Thank you. Those thank yous will still go just as much and deeper than you giving complete incentives. I know it's nobody on here. It's not any of you. So I'm gonna say it for anybody who try to catch the replay that you share this with, because it's not you. But I know a lot of you just do not have on your wall the stars and the stickers. I know you don't have it on your wall, not everybody. I know that there's sometimes you reward the children or you recommend them. But you're none of us, not us, not you and I. We don't set up a straight reward system for the child to feel that they have to earn our respect and earn our love. That, hey, I'm gonna take a sticker away and I'm gonna tell your mom and dad. We don't do that. Because that's borderline bullying. That's borderline making a child feel that if I don't do something significant of the day, I'm not important. We don't do that. I know we don't do that. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Miss Melody, honey, we don't do that. We do not do that because we don't want any child to feel that they have to work for our attention and our love. We may praise them. Now, if they're doing something intentionally against the classroom rules that we set, and we talk to them and we explain to them natural and logical consequences, that's different. That's different. But we're not using a reward system in order to completely modify their behavior because we're not cognitive behavior therapists. We don't do that. We don't want to trigger a child into thinking they have to work or earn something in order to be recognized. I know we don't do that. Come on, Miss Jam. We don't do that. Keep going. We don't do that. We don't do that. Not us. So, cognitive theory. This theory suggests that children's behavior is influenced by their thoughts and beliefs. What are we feeding the children in our classroom? Are we speaking those positive words and affirmations? Something as simple as, and I'm gonna tell you, something so simple as having a mirror in your classroom makes a difference, not just in dramatic play, but if you have space to even have a mirror right there where you host your group or your circle time. You know, think of those songs. I am special. I am special. Turn around. You will see someone very special. Someone very special. That is me. That is me. Woo. Something as simple as a mirror to have them to affirm and to see that they are worthy. Their behavior is influenced by what we also put in. So if you want positive results, then you need to put in positive intentions. You know, the famous saying, faith without works is dead. I want my classroom to be better. I believe that it can be better. I'm going to take away these notes from what Miss Melody told me. I'm going to go back and read about all of this developmental psychology theories and concepts. I may even change my educational philosophy. I may embrace more of the John Piaget. I may embrace more of the Lev Vygotsky. But embracing and not working is not going to help. Faith and intentions without putting the work, honey, is dead. So we have to positively influence and be the thing that we want the children to see. We are a reflection of each other. Your classroom is in disarray. It might be because you might be in disarray. That cognitive theory is what's being influenced. And as early educators, we want to be a positive influence. Again, I'm not saying Mary Poppins all day, but acknowledge what's going on with you and what's going on with the child. Not in a way to make them feel that, oh, I need to please Miss Melody. No, Miss Melody is just acknowledging that, hey, I don't like the way that you kicked my friend. My friend, did you like it? I like it. Tell your friend how you feel. No, you just empowered the child who received that ill-mannered behavior to speak up for themselves. And even when you ask the aggressor, why did you do that? And pause, like really pause. Why did you do that? To give them time to think, because sometimes we do things without thinking. So social learning theory. This theory suggests that children learn by watching and imitating the behaviors of others. What we allow in the classroom, what we overlook in one child, but not in the other, is not right. They're going to learn. And as with children, even with babies, we learn how to manipulate. You know, sometimes an infant's going to cry, they don't even need a bottle. They're going to manipulate their environment. So you want to make sure that you are in a position to serve and to help them learn and grow, and ensuring that the behavior does not become a wild, W-I-L-D, a wild fire, because you let Sarah get away with it. Now, next week, Javion is going to want to do it. And now that Sarah and Javion is doing it, just as they say, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch, you ready to quit. And you only really want to quit because you overlooked it because you thought the behavior was cute, and it's not cute. We have to make sure that we're modeling appropriate behavior and addressing issues as they come about, which is one of the reasons why I say, I know that this week, if you don't have one, you're going to start working on having classroom rules. 4 rules, 4 simple rules. And you can have the children to be involved in making those rules. If Johnny says, rule number 1 is don't kiss the frog, I want you. That's a different rule. I'm going to write that down. Don't kiss the frog. Write down exactly what they say. As time progresses, they will get it and they will understand it. So come on, Miss Jam. We got to make sure that we are providing the behavior and we're modeling appropriate behavior. So we have strategies and recommended practices. We can do it. And I want us to do it. And I want us to acknowledge who we are in the situation as educators so that we can better serve the children. Because you not being there or leaving does not benefit the children. So come on, Ms. Jam, let's keep going. Number one, I like this one. Disrupt. I know I got pattern interrupt, but I really disrupt it. So keep practicing. Keep practicing with the children. Example, if the learners become uneasy while you give them instruction, 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. 1 and 2, eyes on you. We learn through call and response, making it fun. Even if it doesn't rhyme, they begin to know and listen to your voice, but you got to be okay with speaking it over and over again and disrupting, not yelling from one side of the classroom, but doing what I like to call the sneak attack. If you see somebody doing something, especially like the opposite side of the classroom or the playground, going up to them and sneaking up, hey, that's what you want to stop it. Whatever you can do to help them is what we must do. Stop it and be okay with repeating it, becoming a broken record. It'll be all right. All right, come on, Miss Jam. Number 2, creative and fun tasks to manage the classroom. So one thing I'm going to say about being creative, we also have to make sure that we change the way that we say things. And here is an example. When you're ready for the children to line up, you can turn it into like a little race. Hey, I wonder who's going to be ready first. It's the same as saying, let's assign job tasks. Today, Billy, you're going to be the line leader. It is doing something different, getting them involved, creating some silly game. I want you to do this. And then, helping them to act it out. You got to build that rapport, build that trusting relationship. Because as they are building that relationship, because you're being creative, you're being fun, and you're right there in the present moment with them, they feel a part of what's going on. And we got to have that. You got to be willing to think outside of the box and do something different. So come on, let's go to number 3. Redirection. Oh, let's clap it. Redirection. Let's snap it. Redirection. Let's nod it. Redirection. That's something that sometimes is often overlooked. But see, that redirection is where we're going back to setting boundaries and expectations. Sometimes they don't know or they're not cognizant of what they're doing, especially if it's something that happens in the home environment. And especially if you are like the new teacher in the room, you have to build that rapport and redirect that behavior. Come on, Ms. Jam, let's go a little bit more into this redirection. You got to talk to them. You got to let them know, hey, let's do another activity. let's change this. When you do this, then we're going to be able to go outside. It's okay to have a child upset with you. It's all right. It's all right because you still have to set the tone. It's a respectable, loving environment, but they still need to be able to listen to you. So come on, Miss Jam, let's go on to number 4. Set clear expectations and be consistent. This is one of the reasons why I say, hey, get some classroom rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A small poster board. You write some rules and regurgitate them every day, and then allow them to write rules and just add on to it. Then you'll see this little ecosystem that happens. Even like with, for some of you who may have management systems when you're going into the different centers where, okay, you can spend 20 minutes in the art area and then another 20 minutes you're going to go to the block. But if you're doing that every day, everybody begins to get into a practice. So even if you have to start off with the first set of rules, and we'll give you a copy of our rules. I got 5 rules. I don't mind sharing them to you. Just make sure you in the chat, you can send me a private message and say, Miss Melody, send me some classroom rules, and I'll send them to you. Smaller paper, print it out. It works as young as 1-year-olds too. But something simple so that they will begin to understand that this is the expectation of the classroom. And make up your own rules if you are able to, okay? Come on, Miss Jam, let's keep going. Change your tone of voice. Ooh. Oh, y'all sit down. I can't take it anymore. Cutting the light on. Please don't do that. It's not a party. You are becoming more of their entertainment. When you become irate, 1 or 2 of them now have realized your push buttons. And they're going to, just like this mouse, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, because you have relinquished your power. It's the same as how I shared with you earlier. You see a child across the room, don't yell. Go right up to them, hey, what you doing? Startle them. Have a seriousness to your voice. Nicholas, put that down. That's what you need to do. Hi, come on in, come on in. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just talking to some friends. We're talking to some friends. You can listen. You can listen. Good job today. Good job. You're welcome. You so worried?
I was.
Oh.
My stomach was hurting. I'm in the Williams because family where I come from. All of our nurses in our stomach.
But you did well. You did well. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
I mean, it's nothing I don't do before, but like, to have somebody just looking at me. I was like, what you looking at?
She wanted to make sure you were doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You did it.
And she gave me a compliment.
Oh, I'm proud of you. You did well. You did well. Okay, so y'all, you got to change your tone of voice. You got to be serious with them and let them know that you're not for play. I said, we need to gather our things. And if they leave it, I've even done it myself. Okay, all right, Melissa, you knock those blocks down. They're going to stay right there. Now, if you want me to help you, I'm going to help you. But if the blocks need to stay there until Melissa's mom come and pick up so that she can see it, they're going to stay there. But you got to also make sure that you say it and not just play with them, okay? Give it to them. Firm, direct. I always tell people you have to be fair, firm, and consistent in all that you do. Fair, firm, and consistent. not changing, but being that straight and narrow. All right, Miss Jam, come on, let's go. 6, active ignoring. Woo! I know, I step on a toe or two. Isolation timeout. No, I'm not saying that. But as you're going to see in that video with the temper tantrum, when the teacher told the child to come here, try to get the child's attention, and the child said, "Leave me alone," leave that child alone. If they're not hurting anybody, like physically hurting anybody, and you can move the children to the another side of the room, give them that space. As long as they're not hurting themselves or you or others, allow them that opportunity to get it out. Sometimes we just want to get it out, and they can't always get it out at home. And it's unfortunate that a lot of the behaviors where parents may say, they don't act like that at home. Ma'am, we know they don't act like that at home. You are different with reinforcement on rules. If we enforce like you enforce, we gonna go to jail. So we can't do what you do. But again, if that child is expressing themselves, they've only been on earth 30 months. Let them cry it out. And when they're done, give them a hug or whatever it is that they need and talk to them about it. But you got, proceed with caution. Don't be messing with them. Leave them alone. You don't want anybody messing with you. All right. Come on, Miss Jam. Uh-oh. Can you hear me now? Woo! Talk it out calmly. I'm gonna have to hurry up. I'm gonna have to let you see this video because there's a difference with talking it out, being calm, and also being facetious. Trying to play being calm or to trick them. You don't want to do that. Every behavior is caused by something. So giving them the space and being a soft hand of saying, okay, when you're done, I'll be right here. You got to clear out the classroom, let them tear it up. You're going to be at work all day anyway. This is just a frank conversation. You're going to be at work all day anyway. And if you can be that reason to allow that child to get their frustration out, especially during the midst of a temper tantrum, let them, leave them alone. And then when they're done, you want a hug? You want to talk? Now, I didn't say give them a treat. Don't do that. Because now they're gonna continue to do that just because. And I'm not saying call the director just because. You call the director, you ask the director to come get the other children so that you can learn to tame this situation with this child. Because leaving the classroom should not be a treat. And some children will behave in that manner just to get out the classroom. You don't want to start that because now you're upset with the director because the director just gave them a piece of candy. Now, should they have done that? No. But they got people trying to come in and enroll and do other things. However, give them that space that they need. Make it safe. All right, come on, let's go, Miss Jam. Prevent the tantrum before it occurs. I told y'all I'm not a cognitive behavior therapist, but you know what some of the rapport that you have with the families, especially if you have a journal, such as I suggested you earlier, and you're writing things down, you already know every other weekend that child has been somewhere that they don't want to be. and now they come in. Don't be that teacher. Don't be that one that say, "Oh, I hope we're gonna have a good day." Because if you had did that to me when I was a child, oh, I'm gonna have a good day. Because now you're trying to embarrass me. So we have to make sure that if we know different things will happen or occur, then be proactive, learn them, write down things because you're in the room. And the reason that you're in the room is because those children need you. You're not just a caretaker, a babysitter. You don't sit on babies. You're an early childhood educator and a child care provider. That means that you have a certain skill set, whether it is passion, caring, being kind, whether it's being able to articulate and sing songs, whether it's running up and down with the children, getting down on their level, you have a skill set. And as you're learning your children and you're working on your teacher child interaction and you're with them, they'll turn, come on in, come on in. Y'all, they coming on in. How you feeling? You feel good? Oh. Go ahead, Mr. Corey. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Oh, come on, Mr. Corey. You're walking a little different. Yeah. They proud. They should be proud of themselves. We proud of you. We're proud of you. You all did well. So, but y'all, we got to learn those children. It wasn't. Mr. Corey is telling us about his experience. Speak up, Mr. Corey. I'm talking to some of my friends. I told them what y'all did today.
It wasn't that she was nerve wracking because we passed state for rookie direction.
Can y'all hear him? I don't think. Come on, Mr. Corey. Come talk to my friend.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to say that it wasn't nerve wracking.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Okay.
For a rookie director to pass state, I knew that we had this. I was just stuck on a certain lesson plan and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it was really challenging for me because who wants to work on the letter C and shapes forever?
Right.
But we was able to get it through and my kids actually loved it. And we was able to make a new game and they went along with it and it was great.
It was great. You feeling good?
Oh, I feel great.
Should call them all zealous learners.
Oh, we are.
They excited,
We're
y'all.
zealous learners.
Yes, you're zealous learners.
I know my ABCs.
You know your ABCs. And now you're going to have some extra letters behind your company name. Nationally accredited.
Oh my gosh.
He's so sick. Y'all, he said nationwide is on his side. So, Ms. Jam, let's keep it on going because I promised myself I was not going to keep you all in here long because we do need to watch that video. So let me bring my screen back on up so I can see it. I messed up somewhere, y'all. I messed up. Let y'all talk to Mr. Corey, and now I can't find my screen. Hold on 1 second, please. Uh-oh. I found it. I have too much stuff going up on my screen, but thank you. So, y'all, we're getting ready to watch this video. We're getting ready to watch this video, and I'm going to be quiet. Give me a thumbs up or something. If you've seen this video, let me know in the chat that you have seen this video. Let me know in the chat if you've seen this video. Yes, no, nobody's seen this video? Christina said no. Okay, Christina. Now I want you to look at this video from the perspective of what I've shared with you, okay? So, all right, Ms. Jam, go ahead and hit play.
come here, please? Miss T is on the way. Do you need to take a breather? Is everything okay? You need to talk about anything? You want to talk about something? Come on. But that's not how you talk.
All right. Now y'all saw that on the social media posts. Yeah, right, Christina. Oh my. Did you hear when she asked her child, which is, you do that during the national accreditation visit if you want to. Your center not gonna be accredited. Once she borderline threatened this child. Do you want me to go get, or Miss such and such, or Miss such and such is coming? Baby, that's a threat. So you'll notice that every time she's talking and appearing to speak nice and kind, oh, it's really a threat. Little girl had already told her, no, leave me alone. But Mr. Jam, go back and just pause it on the video so that we can take a look at this classroom. And I want you to take a look at this classroom because I stated earlier about having classroom rules, about having those colors set up. I'm going to tell you, one time I took a position as a director, and one whole room was red, and it was painted over because that color on a lot of, and Ms. Jam, you can just take it back, but turn it down just a little bit so that I can speak on it. When I look at this classroom, there's nothing about this room. Turn the volume down for me, Ms. Jam, just a little bit. There's nothing about this room that says a 3-year-old child belongs here. There's no family pictures. There's no artwork. There's nothing soft in this environment. Now, the equipment is nice. I'm not hating on the equipment. I'm letting you know right now. I'm not hating on the equipment. They probably got it from Lakeshore or Kaplan or somebody else. We know that they didn't get it from the Dollar Tree. But yet and still, the strongness of this whole environment is really rough. You got bean bags, but it's still nothing soft, nothing kind. Ms. Jam, and go back to the screen if you can share it really clear, where up near the reading section, it's saying let's tackle. So everything in this room is abrasive. And though she's recording, as they say, she's doing it for the gram, was that really a calm conversation that she was having with that child? Was it really a calm conversation with that undertone of here come Miss such and such? So this is one of the things that grieved me, is because, one, from a national accreditation perspective, the classroom is not set up for the children. Now, I don't know, maybe that just might be their forte. I don't know who it is. But what I do know is that where is the touch and the kindness and even the respect when the child said, no, leave me alone? Right. Yeah, Tammy. My goodness, help her calm. No, and everybody's on the internet. That's why I don't work with children. Somebody need to whoop her butt. No, you won't whoop anybody, whoop the teacher. Now, she an early childhood educator and I love her. But I'm saying the reason why we're talking about this is you got to look at everything Not just, oh, she's cutting up. Where is that soft space for her to go? Oh, Donna said, can we get the slides emailed to us? Miss Donna, what you gonna do with these slides? I'm just messing with you. We got you, Miss Donna. I got you, Miss Donna. We got you. Yeah, you all registered, so of course you'll get that. But yeah, it's nothing soft about this room. There's nothing inviting. It's nothing that says children learn here. Everything is store bought. And I don't have an issue or nothing with anything being store bought. But make it your other home. As I shared with you earlier, you're at work in the classroom a lot. The children sometimes are in the classroom 10 to 12 hours. They beat you there, and they greet you when you leave. And you can imagine just listening to that little undertone. It bothered me. And so I had to come on here and to share with you all in understanding that. What's Mary say? No, I think she should have walked over and tried to calm her with loving, let me help you. Acknowledge her anger, but don't let the child keep destroying her. Come on, Miss Mary. Come on, Miss Mary. That's what we gotta do. And none of that. It was, here comes such and such, that's a threat. And guess what? You verify it. If we're getting accredited, they're gonna write that down. The thing, even with national accreditation, as I'm sharing with you, it's not what the child does in the classroom. They're looking at what you do, how you respond as the educator, what you're doing in the room.
Miss Mel. She did it. Level 3. She will level you up and your money ready.
Contact me today. I would love to work with you for your facility, home, center, or ministry. Let's do it.